Hi everyone, my name is Hannah Brooks, and for my diversity book review, I chose three books. One of them I actually have with me at my home, and the other two are in my classroom. Um, Two of the books I read to my class each year, and one of the books is actually my little girl's, and it was at our house. And because I can't really get to my classroom right now with all this going on and putting up for the summer and cleaning up, I chose just to do a screenocast so that you could see my assignment and you could see a picture of the book. The first book, this is a book I read each year to my students. It is Henry's Freedom Box. Um, this book is one of my very favorite books. I learned about this book in college during my literacy block, and it just became just one of my very favorite books to read. It is about a little boy who was, his name's Henry Brown, and as he grows up as a slave, he doesn't know his birthday. And during the time of the book, he gets married and has children, and his family is separated by the slave market. And so once his family is separated, he becomes very sad, and he comes up with an idea to mail himself to freedom. And he actually gets inside a box with the help of a doctor that he knows and has someone that lives in the north that he's friends with. They put Henry inside this box or this crate and actually ship him to freedom. The activity that I chose was that the students, there's the actual size of the box in the book, and the students create the size of the box as a classroom project or work together in groups um, just to see really how small of a space he was in for a number of days. And then the second book I also have in my classroom. I read this at the very beginning of the year as just a character building, multicultural book. It is about two best friends, Lily and Salma, and they each day bring a sandwich to lunch, and their sandwiches are very different. Lily's is a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Salma's is a chickpea sandwich, and they both kind of make a comment that each other's sandwiches is gross, and that kind of came between them and caused a little bit of a um, you know kind of a little bit of an argument in their friendship. And as the book goes on, they finally break down and kind of give in to their pride and try each other's sandwiches. And they end up finding out that they actually love the other friend's sandwich better than their own. And so it's just kind of showing that although we may come from different homes and different experiences, and people may look different or people may do things that are different from us, our differences can actually make us closer, and that's what this story is about. It's a great story about friendship and learning how to deal with differences. At the end of the story, the class, there's a big food fight that breaks out, and you have to read the story. It's a great story, and the kids love it. But at the end of the story, they all come together, everyone in the class, and they have like a feast, and they bring a very special dish from their home, something that their family makes often and is special to their family, and they share that with the class. So the activity that I chose was even making something like a snack or a special treat that students could bring to the class. But I know with rules and in our modern time that might not be an option. But even just doing a journal entry where students are able to share their favorite types of food with one another and see what um, you know, common the commonalities are and also the differences. And lastly, this was my book on disabilities. This is a book that my little girl was given. She's just 4, and the book is a little bit over her head as far as reading. But she was given it to by one of my cousins who was cleaning out their books from their childhood and gave us several. And I was very excited because Helen Keller, this book was in that basket of books, and I thought this would be really good for to take to school and read. So although it was given to my little girl, I do plan this year to take it to school. It's Helen's Big World, and it's the life of Helen Keller. And this is just I read through it, and it's really just her biography from infant, when she was an infant, to developing the sickness or the illness that ultimately led to her disabilities. And in the back of the book, there is sign language alphabet, but I thought that anytime you can incorporate sign language, I think it's just wonderful for students, and that would be the activity that I would choose. Maybe for the younger students, just simply doing easy sign languages where bathroom, eating or stop or go or having fun, whatever small little parts of sign language that you could teach, whether you're teaching a song through sign language. And then the older students, just even having them memorize the alphabet in sign language. So that is my diversity book review, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that maybe you can, if you haven't ever read any of these books, that maybe you could look up one or find one. They're very, very good multicultural books. Thank you for giving me your time.